just do the drop, right?
Everything's coming in still, and we're just setting it out to the 28th. Yesterday there was 1 year custody. Monday, that's a light Monday, but not a light Monday. But I mean, I had one, last one had one where it was 4. It's been, steps on everybody's rights. Yeah. Oh yeah. They're the ones that set the rules.
Right, they're the ones that we decided.
Yeah.
All right, then you
Yeah.
want to do? But
this is over, we need to do more stuff. Alright. They can. Do you want high school? Get there, and she's got, they're going for a start.
I think there should be. Right, yeah.
It's a long ride, so. Used to run down our No, we live 10 miles from school, right on state highway. My dad's a boss in this fishing land. Have at it. Bus driver would be all this, and she would be there. They're 4 hours. By the time they get here, I'm gone.
Yeah. So you're actually just ratifying.
do it with the, yeah, I'll do it today. Okay. Alright. Where do I go I'm not sure. Yeah. Rubber gloves? Pardon? Rubber gloves? All the
I don't know, they're for being pulled over, but they're both for right here.
I would put them in separate.
Separate road, yeah. These are yes, no one here. It's not. Is those two work the same time or not? But it's when we're kind of walking with the mask and, you know.
Where do you head?
Seconds, next up is we're walking through sheriff's office with the mask now.
Thank you.
You know how I'll know if they actually got paid? If they actually got paid, right?
Phone number right here.
And what does this go?
Like report.
Oh, okay.
Those? On the sidewalk right past the jail, you see a blue drop-off box, it looks like a mailbox. Just drop it in there and open it up.
On this sidewalk right here?
Well, right before that second trash can, way down there, take a left.
Alright, thank you.
you got the Washington Bar Association testing inquiry manifest record, which is online. West Okanagan Place, Washington, Andy Miller, the prosecutor's office, which is Andy Miller at CO Bend, Washington, U.S., the WSBA, and also the Bar Administration for the submitting, which inaccurate information which be submitted, which is effective on April 14, 2020, which would be March 27th, 2020. So this information on the EFT transaction account, which is automatic transaction to the account where nobody can touch the account or touch the money and the funds because of the administration office of the Social Security office. That's 5 days a week, which is moderated for the FDIC and also the issuance for the services for the increments for the. As you can see, the Social Security Office 8131 outside and inside. See the entire inside, but now the entire outside. For the inquiry for the manifest and the back door entrance with USPS, which has the Thompson Reuters and Law Administration Office Appeals Process for the back door. See, we have, which is online. You got your Washington State Bar Association, Washington State. Washington State Bar Association, which was your last of the 5 or 4 or 6. There you go. Since their systems are trying to stop them for referencing, downloading. State Bar Association finding Washington State Bar Association, which is on website. It's 1325 4th Avenue, Suite 600, Seattle, Washington 98101, 101st 98101. The Washington State Court rules, and also the court administration for the General GR, which is Judicial Conduct, CJC, Judgment Discipline, DRJ, Board of Judicial Administration, BJR, Professional Conduct, RPC, Administration Practice, APR, Administration Certificate and Limited Practice, LPR, Lawyer Discipline, RLD, Superseding, Enforcement of Lawyers' Conduct, ELC, Judicial Information, JISCR, Supreme Court Administration, SAR, Court of Appeal Administration, CAR, Supplement Court Appeals Administration, SCR, Appellate Procedure, RAP, Superior Court Administration, AR, Superior Court Civil, CR, Superior Court Information, MAR, Superior Court of Special Proceedings, SPR. And these numbers that they got in the back of this appeal book that's been pending with, they take the bar numbers in the back of the USPS and FedEx Administration Office for air-to-air and ground-to-ground, which go in the back of Social Security Office 8131. Here in Kennewick, just gauge, which is now Washington Bar Association 3 Regional Office and 8131. Also a natural cascade propane line, which all the propane lines were removed from Cimaron 5 and replaced on the roof. All the air conditioning central area was placed with propane lines and also the natural propane, natural cascade pane, the Clearwater, which is 100 South Union and attached to Mueller's Funeral Home. Which the propane lines are underneath Mueller's Funeral Home. Water line, domestic line, and the government state ordinances were for the canal ditch, which had to be connected to the water lines were connected to the all the Pentagon and the Pentagon administration with all the veterans, active veterans, and also the veterans are the twofers, wife and husband. The twofers, double depth liners. And there's water lines and propane lines existing under it. That's Washington State Bar Association, which is regional office, 8131. Social Security office. Right behind you see the front and the back, and also the back and the front. Also the entrance, closed entranceway, and also on top of the roof. And also the sections upstairs up to the elevator. You see what that looks like. That is 1325 4th Avenue, Suite 600, Seattle, Washington, 98101. That's opens 8 to 5, Saturday and Sunday. That's personal by appointment only. Saturday and Sunday is by appointment only. And those arrangements are done by Washington Bar Association at home. There's a 24-hour online access for exclusive app and DVD and CD online mobile at CLE. CLE on app is it's on category. Goes through APR rate, EFT transactions, Social Security limited jurisdiction court for the use of equipment, any services for the faxing, and also administrations for online or app services. Y'all have to hit the website on the counter measurement for 1320 4th Avenue, Seattle, Washington, 600 Seattle, Washington. This and the COVID and the docket comes on. There's an all docket, the news docket, the event docket, and also the inside bar news docket. And they have the Washington Bar Association store, the legal research, the Washington Bar Association legal directory, and the contact. And this is all online. The public, leader, and also the WSBA and the sections, the Career Center, and also the Connect and Serve at Facebook, Tweet, International, and Tube. And you see that eagle, the bald eagle, or not the eagle, hawk, falcon, flying into the residence and into the administration office, as you can tell. And the owl that's on the ranch. Flew all the way from Moses Lake, flew all the way to Moses Lake from International Airport, all the way from the yacht outing in Moses Lake, where they dumped all the refrigerators and also the material, and also where they were supposed to put my dead body outside. But that didn't work out because it's sounding just like this beautiful owl that was abandoned on the side of the road, just like Mr. Donald Trump was. Abandoned and left behind. Distraught and lost. His wife, his children, had nothing to do with him. Because administration officers, some words and some services, they said to have everything taken care of and evaluated and processed them before this COVID-19 occurred. So this owl flew all the way from International Airport. Also the bald eagle, the bald eagle is at Sunny Farms, and also the owl is at Sunny Farms. This beautiful bald eagle, white, purebred bald eagle, not half-breed it's pure white bald eagle. And the falcon and the hawk and is over at Connaught, flying all over at Grandma's house, over the Grandma's residency area, over the golf course area, and over to the top of the mansion area up on the mountain ridge. There's connectors up there from all the way connected all the way to Badger Mountain, all the way into the back inlets of the Yakima and also the Columbia, which runs into the services here. There's a water line service there, and it's at Connaught, and they have a docket and a blog, news, and adventures on that side. As you can see, notice the created series across the sign says orange sign. That service has a Monterey's legal process on that, which is a Condor Condor Limited Practice, which is a Access to Justice and Technology Principles AJT. That's what it means. It's big orange like Cimaron 5 INC. It says the Access for Justice Technology Principles AJT. So the main propane lines that busted from Cimaron 5 all the way here into Tri-Cities was connected. Now they're damaged, but repaired. And that link, see the services. They're going to have a legal research. Hit click on the right hand side. You got legal research, Washington Bar member benefits, free legal research. You got your first, your last, your account number, your first name, your last name, your any of those inquiries or services for your driver's license, your chauffeur's license, your CDL license, your military ID, whatever that case maker web page is what it's called. It's an upcoming case maker training. It's a event of calendar moments. You know, I have to click that. It's called FAST Case Smart Elite Research. The Watch Bay account and also the troubleshoot issue FATIS case. This is a support resource online. This is support at fastcase.com. You see those fast signs. It says fast signs. It means the logo is fastcase.com. Pretty much increments in training for their fast cases. As you notice, the training for fast case has a CLA accredited Washington Bar member. Check for fast web page. It's online. Secretary Kim Wayman has her logo on services on their online. SOS.WA.GOV corps. This one is www.fastcase.com/support. You can send an email to other legal researchers, a Washington Pattern Jury Instruction, a LLRX, Law and Technology Resource of Legal Professionals, Seattle University, Seattle Washington, University of Washington, and that's in, of course, Pike, and 7 miles away from Bill Gates' house, which is right across. 7 miles away is WorkSource. 7 miles away is Starbucks, and also the University of Washington. 7 miles away. Seattle University School of Law, the Law Guidelines, University of Washington Law School Legal Research is the Cornell, and they also got the medical program, which is Yale University, the Ivy League service, and that's legal research, and they got that any kind of assistance preventing access of your tool. You go to Washington Bar Association, you click Washington Bar Association and put your legal research and hit one of the tool marks, either your director, your web store, or whatever contact services, or even the 3 emblems, which would be put you in a direct support with live seminars. The COVID-19 live seminar, and also the COVID-19 live seminar, or on the demands of the seminar for the publication sections or products, or the calendar dates for the CLT purchaser online publications. Just like I read the service for the 2020, for the 2000 Washington State Court rules, and we have the on demand for the seminars, which is a home page. You can get on the home page, and it'll should be click away, which is, you remember the service you got to get, you have to create, or you have to download and put on home page. Whether you got this on your laptop, you can just be direct, put on your phone, and also put on your laptop. This can be the product type. It's going to ask you for monitoring involving developing blah 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 Soviet ID. Soviet the 19, the COVID-19 from King County Department Health Police Department, which is the manning upcoming Washington Bar Association. You got your blood test, your results, and services that are presented to Annie Miller's office, and also Mr. Donald Trump's office here in headquarters. You give the blood test, both of them in person, the COVID-19 program service. There's September, October, November, and December vaccinations were issued out before COVID-19 was declared affected. And King County was, majority was hit in King County, Jackson Street, and downtown, and also Tent City, and also the Vietnam vets and all services that they have Tent City. They're on webcast, it's online. They got administration offices of the 45 CL credits from the Washington Attorney's Office for hours confiscated for the training program for services for administrating and processing intake. All the COVID-19 affected staff members, the employees at the Sylvie at WorkSource here in Moses Lake, WorkSource here in Kennewick, Washington. The intake only took 20 minutes. Everybody sat down one day, returned the next day. They sat down for 3 hours, and some of the guys that came in, like Felix Barela, only took 20 minutes to accomplish the test and walk out and intake everybody inside the state of Washington. It was Kennewick and also Moses Lake Administration Office, and everybody had questions at the George Washington House. What time, what date, when? So we're on Facebook, YouTube, and also, YouTube, with Governor Jay Inslee and also Secretary Kim Wyman and also the State Patrol units and also administration offices, all the agencies at one call, all at the same time. And this demand viewing, they got this app now. It's the Washington Bar Association CLE leader presenting timely, tactical, and topical experience and the continuing legal education seminars taught by experienced prosecutors. There's prosecutors, administration, judges, prisoners, and the seminars over at the administration. As you would see, you have to sign in. It's downstairs. As you can see, the processing information and litigation, but the intake was already superseded at the time being before even services were expanding for their dates and increment dates. So January 1st, 2016, there is a no longer requirement for live credits. All of 45 CL credits Washington attorneys must report every 3 years. May come from the demand seminars, or they'll be coming to your front door and have you intaked immediately and processed and dealt with all your services that you need to be updated and booted and injected with antivirus. Now, the choose from hundreds of seminars below, which is the security of ethics of the cloud computing 2019, managing employees both real and virtual September 2019, legal response on hate crimes and practice Northwest legal lunchbox series March 2020. That could be a walk downtown Seattle and to Tortilla Flats all the way into Tent City, all the way into the, of course, the shipping yard, and outside Capitol Hill, the cesspool, or the peel, because these legal research are sharpening your skills and your updating of your resources, your necessities, your protections, your tools. Now, the Law and Lawyering 17th edition, December 2019, and also the 20 Acts of Justice Conference amplifying the power of community of Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, Seattle, Tacoma, Spokane, and also the Kennedy office. So that intake services is reflecting on the monitoring of evolving developments of COVID-19. Recommendations from King County Department of Public Health. Please know many upcoming WSBA CL programs. So intake and all the employees and staff members at that service at the time here in Kennewick, Moses Lake, and then, of course, next day, Kennewick. That document I got and that services says cle@wsb.org. So all other questions and services are on a MP3 format, and it's a streaming video that you can download into Audible, or you can include PDF or written course materials if you need to, or jot your, if you have any question about demanding these seminars, click here and answer the frequently asked questions. As you can see, it's on the Gmail or G accounts under services. There's 655 Gmails on that one, which is Security and Ethics in Cloud and Computing 2019. There's 655 demands for that one. 665 demands for the managing employees, both real, and there's another 655 Gmail services. accounts. So it says legal response of hate crimes in Pacific Northwest. Legal lunchbox. We can take a walk through Eastside Pasco and walk down to the administration office, and you can have the intake service and done there at your fingertips. Now you can do the on-demand webinar on the legal response hate crimes, or you can do the sale through, or you can just purchase it for $49.99. But you can do it on the demand webinar. See, that's on your computer, laptop, and your service, and your Apple, your X Max and your XR Max, or your iPad, and also your Airs, or your Serial 1 or 2s, or your services that you get on your Apple laptop, or also your services you carry on your implements on your apps, your Apple apps, and also your Microsoft apps, and your Apple apps are occurred with Verizon. Verizon has Apple, and also have Microsoft combined services. Now that contract is longer now, and that experience for the activation is quicker, faster, and it has more cloud service. So I believe that's 655 requests for those components, software components, the download systems, the Microsoft, all that Apple services. 655 customers right now. There's legal research, robot sharpen your skills and update your research. There's another 165 requests for that one. That's on-demand seminar. 26 justice conference amplify empowered community. There's 655 results on that one. And that's webinar. That one will cost you a small amount of fee of $250. The lowering of 7th edition is $275. The legal research robot sharpening your skills about resources, $159 on that one. But the other one, this one is through May 31st, 2020. This one's May 31st, 2020. And May 31st, 2020. This one's free. And that's managing employee both real and virtual. And also legal response and hate crimes, that's free. And also the security, ethics, and cloud computing charge you, but it's for free. May 31st, 2020. So the service, you make sure you have that receipt that you got, so to make sure these services are, and you snapshot it and download it and put it on your PDF and put it onto your phone. So when you put that phone, you put on your screen attached to your phone, you don't have to worry about getting, and also do it on your laptop as well. Import, export on that, so you can have it, you won't lose that information in any way, shape, and form. You don't have to fork out any kind of funds and or transactions or swipes in any way, shape, or form. Now the CLE store has a civic resource, live seminars on demand, publication sections, all products, CLE calendar, and also purchases signed and takes all those individuals. And they still have those services for the fees for and then they are granted and waived because the increments on your requests was way off the charts, and they are in demand, and they are at the King County Department of Health. Upcoming WSB CLA programs offered by VIA webcast or webinar only. Contact CLAWSBA.org or have questions about particular programs. Also encourage and pursue the library of offerings available on demand, viewing the CLE credit. So all that information on the increments on the Barela section, and you're in the Barela section, since all that equipment and all that technology, as you can see, they have that block there, which is named after the Access of Justice with Technology Principles, AJT. So all that intake services, I hope they treat you in a better description of how you're being witnessed, and how you sit down in your class for 3 hours to take your 2,400 point test, which is your SAT, as webcast, whatever you call it. It's what it is. You get 2,400 point. Highest score is 24. The highest score is 2,400. You guys sat there for 3 hours. I sat there for 20 minutes, and I did the intake service. And you were getting security, ethics, cloud computing for free, managing employees both real, virtual experience for free, legal response, hate crimes, and Pacific Northwest lunchbox Series Mart for free. Now the other 3 are 6.5 credits, 4-point credits, through 13.50 credits. But the other ones, on the demand, you were requesting 655 emails, 655 Facebooks, tweets, YouTubes, Instagram, and also some links, and well, this moderation with the campaign. So the intake that you were signed that document, your intake is questioned on your CLE WSB org. It's on demand. It's viewing now. It's on live. So this service is available. You can also go on the cart, and it's 0. Go on your login and also your home page for, of course, your bar number, your login, Washington Bar Association members, and your email, username, password, so forth. Anyways, if you forget your password, you can activate and that kind of log in another home page. There's no losing your information when you have that count. So if you are losing that account service, it is still permanent. So why you download on your phone. So all you have to do is a fingerprint sensor, and your fingerprint sensor, you can have that bar association credit to 0 instead of charging you for your services on these increments, which they shouldn't even charge you for, because your intake service was done for $0, 0 amount. Now, when did you pay one service, and then it's for yours permanently? There's an air brakes question on the mode of service of review for the challenge services that you can see when you transport the books and the materials into a truck or adjuster with slacker adjusters, like any mechanic or fleet mechanic would know, or anybody that flies with aviation helicopters, the Cobras, and also especially the Blackhawks. These are very, very delicate in services in their ways. There's a pedal and a lift pedal on the right. There's also the hand sensors, the hand switches, the toggle switches for your dexterity, quickness, for your, of course, using the laptop and using the desktop, and also using your increments on your services on your equipment they carry on you. They have accelerated brake and hand hard brake to your right or left, whatever you're left-handed or right-handed. You got an accelerated right brake hard, and you got a left-right hard, and you also got a currency of hovering. You got and it's all fingertips. And then you either use your gloves, you don't use the gloves, and the slack, for the slack adjuster, you need to get the adjuster attached to your black glove to adjust, to get assistance, because it's connected to the cam and not the valves, and it can be to the cables, and also to the disc brake, and also cam brakes. These they have this. If you have any white wheeze or a whistle, those are your bearings. And the bearings, if you're not bearing as a whistle, you got an ABS system. And if you don't have the ABS connected to any of the toggle switches or services, and you got a slacker, which is the slack adjuster. And there's two differences from the valves versus the adjuster. The valve is totally different compared to the connected to the adjusters, the cams, the drums, and also the brake systems. And there's alleviations for the ABS system, which would lead to your modulator, your main brain, which would be the master drum, the master cylinder, and then also the brakes and pads, and also the liquid, which there's the automatic transmission, and then there's a hydraulic transmission, and there's oil transmission. There's very different varieties of these, but the slack adjuster can be reached by a black glove. That black glove has grips on it, and any AFC NFL player knows these gloves work too accurate because they're made to grasp and hold on to any kind of attachment without any discretion or service, and these black gloves are required in this service for OSHA ordinances. So these would be, I give you, use black gloves to pull each slack adjuster you can reach for sure. Which of the following you depart with the air brake system? Radio signal, which is the following not part of the air brake system? A radio signal system would be one, for sure. Emergency brake system, service brake system, braking, and parking braking system is all. But the radio, any distraction in radio services has to go. That has to go. We don't allow music inside any kind of vehicle or service like that. Any kind of vehicle like that. If you're coming to civilian land or something, they put a radio, and then of course you can see this guy driving by in a U.S. Marshal vehicle, full of armored vehicle, with booming his large speakers to music or something, because that doesn't go in the real world. You can feel the vehicle be equipped with the anti-brake system, ABS, and there's things you should look for. If you know it's not ABS system, or you've never been a truck driver in your life, or never used or any kind of mechanics in your life before, you never picked up a tool, metric or standard or sockets, or you never rebarred, or you never shoveled, or you never dealt with services in the outskirts of any kind of labor at all, or even washing a pan or a plate, or issuing a credit card through a payment to pay all your employees or pay all your staff members, or to intake all your staff members and segregate them and vaccinate them all, and then put them down, and then bring them back to work, where they're going to have to put some black gloves on them, and there's oil everywhere. There's puddles of oil, where you're going to have to make sure that he has some kind of perspective of what to look for to notify his maintenance, his radio dispatch. When we call 911, he needs his car picked up, or the oil splatter, or some kind of suggestion to pull off side of the road, put his hazards on lights, some kind of intelligence or some kind of intel to make sure someone is warned and pick him up and have something taken care of at the same time before he is taken in by some kind of, as you've seen, an eagle or a hawk, just carry you off and ship you off because you've been affected and damaged, and you're no longer needed in this society no more. You're no longer needed. So we're going to hit 1998 is the maintenance manufacturer year you're looking for. ABS system usually has all modulars and H&H services connected to the ABS system, which has connected to a toggle switch. Either it's a factory, Ford, Volvo, Freightliner, Kenworth, Peterbilt, whatever that manufacturer. If not, you got some shenanigans connecting to some modular master solenoid and H&H, which is your main distributor for your heads, to hit each head adjusted by each combustional component for your connected to your spark plug, or your, of course, if it's aviation fuel, or it's basically unleaded or premium or diesel, whatever that might be. But you got to make sure you stop, because that's diesel. So if you have an air bubble, or you stop any injection or fuel from that engine intake system to your heads and your system, you're through with. You can't go nowhere. You can be towed out of there, and you have to tear the engine out and everything, and redoing the tubing and do the rewiring, and also pulling all the diesel fluid, and then readjusting the fuel and making sure it has constant. So that'd be a dead end on that. So ABS system is very important because it's equipped, and it's anti-brake system. It means anti-brake system when it stops them from jackknifing, and stops them for your brakes to burn, like a Ferrari or Porsche or Ford, and your brakes are on fire or sealing up. It's an ABS system. And those systems are very tricky because this information that they got for ABS is optional. See, there's a vehicle that's manufactured, usually it's 1992, and it's 1990, and 1998 is what you look for, because these equipped ABSs don't have those markings, which they should. Part of the braking system of driving tractor or trailer and combination vehicle anti-brake system is ABS. So there's four of those trick questions they're going to give you. They're going to say, you drive faster, you'll be able to keep the trailer track straight? No. That's a train. That's a locomotive train. That's what they tell you when you drive a subway or a speed train or a locomotive train. When somebody or something is in your way, you keep on going and you do not stop. If there's a semi-truck in front of you, you still go through it and you don't stop, because you're not going to get derailed and you're going to lose all your, if you're on Amtrak, of course, you're not going to have all your employees killed, so you're going to keep on going straight. So and get derailed. So there's these trick questions they throw you. See, when you slow down to a monitor tractor tries to ease off the brakes, you keep control. The one to go is the drive faster, so be able to keep the trailer on track. So that's the one that's gonna give you some difficulty. They make difficulty. That's the major one that should be checking that one out. Remove that one out of the apples and oranges and those services, because that one's the first one to go right up. Intake all you, that'd be the first one to go. That guy, he's out of here. You just put him up and ship him out immediately. Under which conditions are front wheel brakes good? Now, which are the conditions of front wheels are good? Those front wheels that you got are options. Those are Michelin's, Les Schwab's, and any of these Michelin's or Les Schwab's. These tires from Korea, Vietnam. These are trees that are made in Vietnam and Korea, and these Vietnam Koreans have these trees that make these tires, and that's still historical. And that's Vietnam vets that they're making their rubber trees into rubber tires. That'd be your front tractions. Those are governed by the United States government, called John Deere Evergreen Implement that service for Vietnam, service in Vietnam rubber trees that created Nike products in Oregon, Nike products in China, and their services for IBP, Iowa beef, slaughter, Texas slaughter floor, Nebraska slaughter floor, Pasco slaughter floor, 5,000, 10,000 kills, whatever service, A, B, and shift. And also Nike products, these tar heaters or tar heads and services, they came from the Vietnam vets and their service in Vietnam, Viet Congs and Luishas and Viet Congs and Vietnamese and also at least in Chinese. And these are called ISAs, telemed members and services they have in Saudi Arabia, which you have the increments that they have throw a fit. You put a little line through their box. It means FU, or the mother and father, the owners of Saudi Arabia, comes over and tells you he's going to cut your hands off or cut your head off, and he knows who you are. He knows you're having sex with his daughter, his kids, or his siblings, and you can't have it like that because you wrote your little line through the services in their meat department, or swine, or the pig, or services they want to import, export, passing information on their table. This means their conditions of front wheel brakes are just causing some leeway. So the best one is to catch is all weather conditions. It would be all weather. Anytime, any day would be the condition for this front tire for miss, or whatever miss is. So it'd be all weather condition would be the name one for that one. Because front wheel brakes have been shown to ideal under weather or driving conditions from the front wheel brake, and likely cause a skid or even icy roads. Those services, and they're pretty ingenious. They speak plain English, straight English, and they come back straight at you and asking the PCI level into the increments and the measurement that usually set on open on either the Ferrari, Porsche, Mercedes, increment, or Bentley. And their jewelry and their services, they're making sure they're cutting and they're engraving. And that line, they put that little line and they show that little line. They're very offended in many shape and way and forms and services. So I'd require the measurement of the safety usually sets is open. And the PCI, there's 200, there's 150, 250, there's 100. The lowest one's 100. The mid average is 150. The kind of high, mid-high is 200 and 250. I recommend the 150 PCI because the 150 PCI requirement services is increments on the Austin services for the Austin services. That's OSHA. When you should be draining these air tanks, and when should you air drain these tanks? Air tanks to be drained so your lines won't be frozen up. So it'd be end of the shift, not every stop or every increments or whatnot. The end of the month, end of the physical quarter, end of a trip, or end of each workday. It would be end of each workday. The bus will start sagging and making strength noise if you're always draining but it should be done at the end of the day. The vehicles all make drain in air tanks, but at the end of each workday, the moisture, like I said, it might freeze if you don't drain it. And it will freeze if you don't drain it, because there's condensation and the hot boxing and moisture and hot and cold and freeze. You don't want it to freeze, so you gotta let it have a flow. Now the tractor's protective valves, there's a very different kind of valves separately to tamper, just like the heads, but the heads are totally different compared to the valves. But the valves are connected to the heads, but it connects the air passage to go to the heads for combustion. So the service is a V10, V12, V8, V6, V4, 4-cylinder, 6-cylinder, 8-cylinder, 10-cylinder, 12-cylinder. This valve and the mixture services is very valuable for your tractor since it's diesel, and the diesel is not keeping a flow of moisture in your fuel lines. Like the aviation fuel is totally different, the unleaded premium is totally different, and also the mixture of octane and service for high performance and aviation fuel. And diesel is totally different. You have no bubble service, and you don't have a bubble in it, you're gonna have a problem, and you're gonna have to start all over. You have to be towed out. The service that they have on this automatic tractor protection valve, they have a closely automatic supply drop to a certain level, or supply for the brake system, or close apply brake, or does it all apply? Now, this is the question where this is criteria breaking you're finding out if you're a fleet mechanic or mechanic. This is a simple question. This is probably a 40-point question, just one question. So it says either you close it or you provide it, and also automatically supply. Those all if that question is only does all apply. You can't just pick one of them because they all apply. But the trick question is they're making you litigate either one of these they're all of them. This valve protects all air brake systems and also the closing automatically all of them. Air supply drops and also two are low, and closing apply braking brakes or pads or brillos or drums or adjusters or cables or sliders or mesh or master cylinder. The master cylinder is connected to the steering column. So all these increments on the ABS and the modular systems on the HH and H and service, these services to be asking these simple questions. You can have the drum brake. There's a fat safety valve, and there's a drum drop safety. Sometimes they have some drum jumps. We have either Phillips. Phillips. You have a Phillips or a straight edge, or standard. Actually, either one of those, and they're going to have, or a metric system, whereas those are metric drains are more pressurized because they're high PCI and all more capabilities of taking some brakes or lanes or collision. Those are high performancers, or also the heavy duty ones, which are return springs, and you'll see those. If you don't see a return spring or brake drum onto the receiver, you'll see a slack adjuster. Now, any of these are connected to the master cylinder or whatever adjustment to your modulator, which is the ABS, and what I say look for is 1990, 92, 98. None of those services don't show apply. They should be telling you, but they won't. The brake and brake. There's a parking brake and there is emergency brake. And there's an emergency brake and parking brake, or those only can be used when you're at steep or permanent parked or uphill downgrade or tires into the curve, so don't slide. If it, there's nothing you do when it's 30 below or 40 below and it freezes and your car slides down the hill. There's nothing you can do but park your tires into the curve side and leave it there, and park emergency brake and leave it. But it's going to still slide downhill because it's 40, 50 below and all the power lines snap. Vista, Benton County, any of these services, the Vistas or Benton County lines will snap. The grunt tires will blow up because it's too cold. And their services for their services, just let them slide. So the best thing is to park it and curve it and park it in emergency brake and live into the curve side. So you do the most you can stay in and catch it as long as it has full coverage and liability services when it goes down the hill. This is just a small supplement of the wash and bar session. It's attached on one of those streamlines on the webinar. So you can't see those air brakes and hazmat services. They got the double, triple combination, the tankers, and also the hazmat. The tankers they has the questionnaires on the baffle tanker, like with one. Hollow balls floating in the liquid, slow movement. Buckle heads in them holes, liquid flow through, or separate tanks inside the trailer. Now, the baffle tanker is one with what? That's the buckle heads in each of the holes and the liquid flow through. Yeah, you miss those. Those are very tricky. The tankers that they have there's uranium, plutonium, airmen, there's all kinds of services. This one has a load small tank of cargo tank equipped with buckle heads, which check with water content, distribution, weight, or air to fuel ratio. Now remember, you gotta always check your air tank and make sure there's air in your tank, and also you make sure you bleed those services when you bleed with it. And if it's the bus or service or anything 16 passengers over, you have to have that thing around your neck for the CDL for anybody 16 and over. And this is a water content, distribution weight, or air to fuel ratio. Now, do you have a modulator blower on your V12, V10, V8, V6? That's probably the only way you can make sure that air valve because it goes submerged into water. That's something on swamper tires, on the 55 swamper tires with air valve oxygen intake service, where you can just put on your oxygen mask and submerge into any. Well, let's make an example. Bear Falls here in Kennewick, Washington. Just police officers, sheriffs, deputies, U.S. Marshals, and state patrol units, helicopter aviation. You just submerge, and then you just make sure you're constant volume, and you're also your heads and piss not in condensation in any way, shape, or form, like these Toyota products they got, which would be the water content, the distribution of the weight, because your vehicle is so light, so heavy, but the engine is probably the most expensive engine on the planet, and it's probably the best. Is make sure you don't get no moisture in it, for one, or distribute the weight, because you want to go countermeasure in the Bajas, the Sandies, pull the air and sag your tires, go into sandy bars, and then you got to air up. But when you air up, you got to make sure you got to go out in population in the city, or you can carry your generator and pump it as you go. Or you go air to air to fuel station. What do you figure? It's going to be the distribution of your weight. And the weight, if you can't carry it, pull it, or move your truck by yourself or your service, as you can see, the increments that they have. It says it's not a dike, but yeah, it is a dike. It's divided into several smaller but canines now on it. Now, the distribution weight, wherever the upload these tanks, they put much of the weight on the front desk of the vehicle, which is the high polarity services, where they have the sag tire ratio, where they're trying to distribute the counterbalance. Emergency forces to stop the tanker quickly or crash. You can have number 1, number 2, number 3. Number 3 says use the emergency brakes. Use control or stab braking. No. Brake hard until you lock the wheels. Now, these are panic discretionary services that have apparently These are controlled or stabbing brake. That is kind of a, if you have no air or fluid in your drums or in your pipes or your PCI, you have, or leaks, you know you're stabbing and braking, you know you're going to get into a problem. But so these are tricky questions. Use emergency brakes. Now, the only one is up front is use your brakes. The other one is the running around the question, avoiding situations, control or stabbing the brakes. The other one is brake hard until the wheels. It's use, control, or stab the brakes. That's porcupines are very smart. Porcupines are very smart. They got quills on them, and the quills do inject, and they do inject spurs, and they do inject when they go into your skin, and when they pull out, it pulls out everything and everything around it. You are driving a tanker truck when being skid. Much of these will likely occur. If you have liquid or you have a higher ratio of mixing and not full tank, of course, the premium unleaded diesel aviation fuel, there the truck will roll over. You will continue a straight line, keep moving forward no matter how you steer. Liquid surge will pull the tank from the truck, and it will be a straight line, keep moving forward no matter how you steer. Just like the train, you keep on driving, you keep on going, full throttle. So anything incoming, you're gonna have to go full throttle because everybody and their passengers are behind you. Amtrak services or increments on the service for your load to avoid all that combustion to get into the community and explode. You're gonna have to go forward to stop the derailing system in any way, shape, way, or form. See, these are trick questions because the Washington Bar Association, they have the testing inputs, they have qualifications for the Central, and Central has a $75 contract, and then $450, and then that $450 you'll get back, but that $75 they keep for that contract. So that binding contract on the rules of evidence for the intake service for this SOS.WA.GOV for rules of evidence, the ER, which is ER rules of evidence, and the judgments, the manifest abstract records, the personal family history, the repetition concerning exceptions, Rule 803, statements exception, Rule 804, physical and condition existing, your physical durations of long periods, swimming, cross-country running, services, increments since welding, eyes, nose, ears. These are exhibition of evidence. These are visual tools of evidence. See, these are limited of evidence. There's character repetition, Rule 404. There's promise officer acceptance, Rule 408 and 410. Destroyed of documents as evidence contacts, Rules 101. And that's microsize. No way erasing. If you erase it, it shows the face. It shows the administration office. So this it's all a little simple trick. Just little fees and services that they'll be waived because you've been intaked and processed and vaccinated in front of the whole community for better yourself. Motivate yourself. Now this Idaho Spud from Idaho, it's called Pringles. Let's see. Mrs. Budweiser, Mrs. Budweiser, Miss Budweiser, Miss Madison, Let's see this. Tater Boy. Tater Boy does own Lamb. Tater Boy doesn't. They will always. They never will change. Never will change. See, look at this beautiful potato and a gigantic organic compound that's shipped in a CDL truck. and also served as liquid, as waste, as fertilizer, import exports, and changing product and feeding trees that presents a $1 bill, $5 bill, $10 bill, $20 bill, $50, $100 bill to the quality of their services. Of course, as casinos print these services, the cages have service and equipment, surveillance equipment services, making sure there's no reneging or betraying betrayal of services for just delivery into the esophagus of the communities and the tables. I see that in your question here. I thought that owl was dead. You know, they play possums just like the California possums in San Luis Obispo in Santa Barbara, Los Angeles. The big rats weigh about 40 pounds and they come out of sewer lines, walk the streets of Los Angeles. They're very vicious. They play possum. They wanna, if they want something, they'll get what they want. That's what they do. It's pretty environmental. I think the virus spread to airborne to all the animals, and they're just smarter now. We have the Washington Bar Association Beacon, which is in the clever area of the roaster call, which is bar number. And that bar number, that is there it is. You got your legal research, your WSB home, your intellectual property section, the Bar Association on the or the Washington LNI, LIL. Let's go to the WS home. We got the store. And the profile, of course, your Washington State Bar profile. And there it is. I would encourage that service for the increments on that test, because there's the Washington Bar Association and don't forget the CDLNB are the same in Department of License, DOL, and the abstract services. And they're trained individuals, trained in their job description. Even if I'm taking the Department of License, Department of License, in taking him, and taken down in a way of to a level, to an abyss level, and it'll sink in eventually. And it's totally, it's a test from day one till you're out, day of birth, and walking, crawling on the grounds of the real grounds, the real world. Now this Washington Bar app, it's not tricky, it's a simple antivirus that you can't take away from your window. And there's no restriction on anything. And there it is. Now it's working. Now the Washington State Bar Association. Contact is Washington State Bar Association. Has website 1325 4th Avenue Suite 600 Seattle, Washington 98101 101st. That is hours 8 to 5 p.m. And the 1-800 number is 1-800-945-9722. That is Pam. That is Pam and Mrs. Taylor. Miss Taylor. And there's services I have for Miss Pam and Miss Taylor to have increments and events on the COVID-19. Because the information on the date on Conference 19 confirms the event organized on this. And they have it on 2,150,000. I said I estimated 3 million, 2 million, the death toll. It is 2,150,000. So I am so sorry. I am so accurate to the T, and I'm not showing off in any shape or form, because experiencing the Chinatown and Japanese family members, mother and father, come from the aviation equipment and come into a ground zero service and let them know that the effects don't affect them in any way, shape, or form, but the population of them providing the services for their community and my Nike products that I carry and wear, to the extent services to the procedure to the increments, they start to realize the update of visitors is casualties all through downtown Seattle. Now the best celebrities in baseball, football, AFC and MC, me eating that potato and drinking that water. Biggest man on the planet, strongest man in the planet, fastest man in the planet. That's what richest man in the planet. Baseball, football. Their services on this update is shocking to everybody. Shocking, can happen to anybody. Anybody. And this, it's at 2.150 million. I'm sure it's not no bragging rights. It's not showing off or anything. This is Andy Miller at CO Bet Washington, U.S. 509-735-3591. Fax 509-736-306. And that live wire has been injected. And this is the accurate dates. That's presidential election, March. Everything on YouTube, Facebook, signature confirmed services. Benton County, 261. Deaths, 29. Confirmed, 10,224. Deaths, 491. Mr. Felix Barela at certain. That's Andy Miller at CO Ben, Washington, United States of America. Confirmed, 595.093. That's Quinault. On Quinault. It's called Okanagan. Recovered, 44,208. That is intake. That's all intaked at that day at Work Source in Moses Lake, Washington, and Kennewick. Saved 44,218 people. FBI, CIA, active military, employees, staff members, all of them. See, I just have to scoop you up and segregate and process this information. But the deaths only 24,537. Not bad at all. Now worldwide is 1,949,210. Recovered almost 467,818 people. Now this was only 123,348 out of all that at 3 million, but it's only 2.150-000 million results on Google, YouTube on smedding their services and coronavirus updates. Now this Facebook, YouTube service is active. Coronavirus COV map, United States, whole world in your hands, the whole world in your hands. No, it's only 261. And only confirmed 10,224 in Washington. Recovered and recovered. It's going to be marked. Recovered. Well, it's 500,000 recovered. And deaths are very low. But the peaks at, I said 2 million, 3 million. That's 45 days from that day. And that's 0.62 seconds results now. That's 62 seconds, 0.62 seconds of the accurate count and counting. Now this Microsoft is nonstop, just like your tax return. It does everything in increments at the service. Now the market watch is 8 minutes ago. Coronavirus causing worse economic size 11 minutes ago. And the Congress Live up governors pushback at the Trump over authority. Of course, that's Senator Patty Murray and Cantwell on the elections, the voting services for accepting the COVID-19 and intaking all of the population of here in Washington State. And their increments of the people of their services had chemicals and biochemicals wiped on their hands before they touched the keyboard. So we went into another room, wipe your hands on the keyboard, and another room, make sure you wipe your hands on the keyboard. And the intake was on like Donkey Kong. So the COVID-19 map, not bad. We got Canada, and we all got United States of America. We got Australia. We got Sweden. We got on the outskirts of Congo, and Venezuela, Brazil area. Also the Argentina, Congo. These points of origin is Seattle, Washington. They're all touched. LAX, Los Angeles, Texas, Arizona, Prescott, Flagstaff. They're all sunbirds. They're all rainbirds. They're snowbirds. Snowbirds, basically rainbirds, snowbirds. And Moses Lake International Airport, it's like LAX. You had all kinds of service. You would see Mr. Bidline and Mr. George Bush sitting together, and beautiful brand new Benzels, limousines, Langley Spiders, Luces, just cruising around till smack. COVID-19. You're nobody. You're intaken. You're nobody but a small, minute germ to the society. You're not needed for a service no more. So this is a wake-up call for everybody here at the services. The prevention, the treatments, the news, the statistics. See, Obamacare put you in this situation, and Obamacare put you in this situation, and you accept in that situation. You shouldn't even accept the situation. This is what happens when they put you in this situation. You should have taken your vaccination in October, November, December, January, but no, didn't listen. Now let's go to some testing. Testing a current. Complete CDC self-checker. 2,020,000. 2,020,000. So good. That is Europe. Texas, where the camel spider exists in Texas, and Iraq, Fallujah. They stand about, when running, about 3 feet tall, size of a poodle, a pug, a terrier, a small baby terrier, poodle, a pug. That's what a terrier is. It looks like a small pug, poodle-sized poodle animal. Houston Health Department. And they eat camels. They eat the camel. They get underneath the camel's the pit, the warm-up spots, and starts eating it alive. Since the camel can't itch itself, or it's laying down because it's about to be, it's getting eaten, so it's going to lay down because it's getting biled as it. This is the same thing. Coronavirus is a bad service. But this camel spider lives in desert areas, hot weathers, like Arizona, Prescott, Tucson, Phoenix, not Phoenix, Phoenix, Tucson, Prescott, Texas, Wasco area, dry areas.
My wife did. They went online and they found a nurse who had made these to match. And so she especially got them musical. And I'm like, I'll wear that one. Yeah, she said you can go in and they're as good as the nurse one. So, might as well. Yeah, she made it in her front set, made about 40 of them, and sent them all to the family and Christmas. Yeah, so, like, why not, you know? Better keep doing it. Yeah, that's great. Oh, all right, thank you, guys.
Now, frequently asked questions. So you'd be at George Washington and all these questions from the governor, of course. I mean, Donald Trump's not coming down crazy, but about he's in the House. He's not looking at a situation in a different perspective. Just being like myself, don't shake hands or exchange things in their ways like that. But it's called public records requests. You have a question, frequently asked question, there's other links on that question. There's a crime victim program, child bill of rights, crime victim compensation, daily jail roster, find offender, WA.GOV, victim bill of rights, or divine link information network. And there's the daily jail roster, and there's jail roster. There's a protocol, child abuse investigation. Freaking ask questions. Anytime you go to the federal building or DHS in Spokane and Crestline, you can straight take them to the federal courtroom and just put them in there. Put them there and step on up to the podium and have them deliberate their situation and services. Benton County Code, the public records request, public records officer, and also public record request, public records ordinance, as an ordained or ordinance, ordained. And also the notification program, which is the ICE. You got the civil division, District Court Division, Felon Division, Juvenile Division, Juvenile Case Procedure. As you can see on there's A, B, C, D, E, F, and there's daily jail roster. That's courtrooms. And the crime programs, you can't miss that. And a bunch of on this condensation, which is caution of this concern. Maintain safety of health, public employees. Benton County, limited operation, minimum of 2 weeks. And this is a measure for slow spread of COVID-19. COVID-19. COVID-19 like curing concrete, basically. It's like lye, green lye. You cure and liqueur until it heals. Until it turns to a solid abyss, and then a pimple, a hard solid pimple, and it won't come out. It's like some kind of disease will not heal. So starting Wednesday, March 18, 2020 at 1 p.m. the press will close person visit for the public and remain the work reminder. Someone was believed in emergency need. Visit Mr. Andy Miller online, Andy Miller at CO Benton Washington. Call 735-3591. That's Taylor, or whoever's going to catch that phone. 735-7316. Child support matters. Please meet the staff members and we'll return the call as soon as possible. Or email prosecutor Admin. Of course, they're going to come to the beautiful mansion area in Canal area and find the back routes of that back leading to the administration office. But of course, you know, on the 23rd, 2020, prosecutor officer will be staffed on site essentially. But the 13th on April, normal business hours will be unleashed unless the high peak just keeps on going. But that's prosecutor at CO Benton Washington, US, or Andy Miller at CO Benton Washington, US. It's going to still show up as prosecutor at CO Benton Washington, US. So this live virus just went ballistic on Civil Division, District Court Division, Felony Division, Juvenile Division, Parenting Child Support Division, Daily Jail Roster, Crime Victim Program, Protocol for Child Abuse Investigation, Frequently Asked Questions, FAQ. As you've seen that thousands of just that walk, just get that water, you see those frequently asked questions. Other links, Benton County Code, Public Records Requests, ICE Victim Notification Program. I mean, they're all kinds, see? This is panic. Here, there's a pen, there's a paper, there's a computer, there's a Android, there's a XR Max, Note 7, Note 8, 9, 9, 10, and also the new preliminary Apple Air 1, Air 2, and the popular Air 3, and that is in government issue full metal and cellophane and boxed with attached mouse, USB cords, and wireless service chargers. You can over 20 different times. One charger, you charge your laptop 20 times, your phone 20 times, and it's waterproof, and it's durable, and it's solar. And the other one to boot for the connectors for your whatever USB, and if you want a 3-foot cable or a 6-foot cable, those increments are online. You can't miss those. The activation fee. Compete with anybody, anyone, anywhere. That's T-Mobile, Verizon, Smart Talk. So there's 2 antennas there, and also T-Mobile, AT&T, Sprint, and Verizon. Say they compete, and also any government issues with your handout, your government issued service, or whatever your freebie, even those services, increments. Those services will, even though have your frequently asked questions on your other links in Benton County codes, your public record requests, you always have responsible to prosecute and enforce criminal laws and work with the victim's crime, include ordering restitution for your informed victim court dates and acts and advocacies for the victim, because that's the FTC bank measurement. Also the Social Security office, because USPS has a back door to the Social Security office, And USPS has the appeals dockets on the Barela section on this increments on the shelves. Now this one here, this number 11 WAP 2 has USPS all over it. So these services being intake, they just come in here all happy and they get just taken down and vaccinated with their antivirus, one way or another. This potato is manufactured and built. Potato boy, look, original. Looks like Tater Boy. Look, let me take my hat off. Looks just like Tater Boy. It is Tater Boy. Now we got the aviation questionnaire, on the abundance list for the casualty with no flying zones on the Sixers, on the asbestos, and then the Phoebes, and also the Moscone, the air-to-air, Boeing, International Airport. Now, Benton County Prosecutor Attorney and the Service for Chemical Office, 7102 West Oakland Place. Chemical Office 99836-73535, fax 509-736-300, child support 509-735-7316, email prosecutor at CUBenton, Washington, U.S. This updated system is also 620 Market Street, processor watch 99320, phone 509-786-5608. Now, April 13, 2020 is a different story. This time, prosecutor has to be expected to reopen public Monday, April 13, normal business hours, unless notification of closure is issued. Since that Dell laptop with the fingerprint sensor, if something doesn't go right, if something goes wrong to that Dell or HP or the Surface or the Generation 10, 11 or the i3, A5, A8, i7, it'll be downloaded and taken care of immediately. Now, the assessor is going to be taking care of that situation for the new property search on services on community, property records, and safe services. Now, then, welcome to the Benton County Assessor page. You can visit the property record card, the increments of the Barela section, the entire Barela section, you see. And it's Kennewick Annex, 560 West Canal Drive, Kennewick, Washington, 9936. The Barela section, Prosser Courthouse, second floor, 620 Market Street. And that'd be any kind of market. You got apples, Azteca apples, the pink Mafia apple, the Aztec apple, the Fuji apple, Aztec apple is on Sunny Farms, not too far from Sunny Farms. They have the Granny apple, and also the Slate apple, and also the Concord apple, and also the syrups that they got. But they have the click on sign. They have the click visit community. And they have the property record card property click online. And you can gross house bills EHB 2242 funding education. And then got the treasurer office appeal forms, the property search, the property record card community. Where you got the neighborhood market study. You get the number 1 residential market studies for 2019, and also the number 1 through 6 in those sectors. You can see the connote on Zoom from the Hubble, and the Hubble will zoom on the health safety of these individual poor strayed animals that we've seen coming to Connaught, drinking the water out of my fresh, rotated, clean. They all have Rottweilers and Dobermans and no pit bulls yet, but there's some of them just like some of them, and not a lot. But there's canines, white labs, gray labs, Great Danes, and also canines and Germans, half breeds, Germans and Americans. This is Canny Shelter at CO Benton, Washington. 11116 Grant Place, Kennewick, Washington, 993. Phone number 509-460-4923. Fax is 509-222-3771. See, they like sniffing because, you know, the canines or the drug dog labs just like sniffing because it's my land. And the smell of the essence, especially when you burn all that land, it just spreads everywhere. They have the Benton County Canny Shelter office, closed in person visit, Wednesday, March 18, 2020. April 6, 2020, unless otherwise extended, will continue. We continue. You got one canine just running around Clearwater, just going sniffing everything. You see that? Mercy on the court. Please don't hit that dog. Everyone's going to stop, try to let that dog cross. It must have been, you need to contain your dog, put a leash on your dog. And don't let your dog run like that on the surfaces. As you can see, everybody jackknife and almost died stopping, and then this dog crossed into the other side. This poor young canine dog, enforcement dog actually, and we're going to have to turn the agency in and have them all intaked and processed and fingerprinted for the mass mayhem of what they did to this canine. Now it says increase the adopted dogs, care working with Pacific's positive reinforcement techniques, encourage them to display desired behaviors, volunteer, train, encourage dogs, walk well leash, work with dogs during exercise social time, very physical outdoor jobs. Many jobs are outlined. Experienced dogs helpful facilitate different breeds of dogs. Basic knowledge dog behavior enable these services. You can see the flinching of the dog because he got probably kicked or not. But this dog is very young, talented, and it's pretty much spoiled. And it needs to locate its owner immediately. But it does have dog tags on it, so you just take those dog tags and you find administration, UBI business, billionaire sector. If you challenge your service in that way of lying to the man that runs the whole entire service for their opportunity, improving their lives and other live animals. This is Benton County Can Shelter. Now you must be 18 years old to volunteer. 18. Now, March 20, there's transferred out. There's intake 16, just like we intaked at Kennewick, Richland, Pasco, and Moses Lake, and Kennewick. So what it is, you detained, transfer out 16, adopted 4, returned to owner 10, and total was 20 of all discretionary service. Dogs and facilities 13, monthly intakes 26, out of trial is 2, out of foster 0. Average length of stay is 8.7 days. Very impressive. Very impressive. Total intakes is 82 total for 2020. Total outcomes is 2020 is 90. Not bad at all. So how many dog bites have you gotten in 2020 and 2021? The whole generation of your birth walking around. That it must have been transferred out was 27.5%. That's 2012. 2013 is 25.55%. 2014, 33.21%. 2015, 20.43%. 2016, 18.64%. 2017, 39.9%. 2018, 32.5%. 2019, 39.75%. 2020, 13.88%. So Mr. Barela took that intake and it went down to 13.8 versus 40%. 40% versus 14%. You can tell what's that tell you? What's that tell you? That's quite impressive. That's very impressive. Is that Microsoft? Is that generation 11, 10? Is that eyeball, iris, fingerprint sensor? Is that the dexterity, quickness of the fastball, drop ball, curveball? Is that the volleyball spike, block, assist, and also spike Ola? The setup of the year. It's not even setup, it was a fake setup, and spike in the face with the Wilson Barela across your face. Says report of animal abuse. Let's do right here. This poor Rottweiler weighing 220 pounds comes to me, flinching and convulsing and services and shaky of its master beating it up. We're gonna have to submit a tip online. P3 mobile app. This canine drug dog from Afghanistan, Fallujah, Afghanistan, Syria, Salah, and also Fallujah, and also Somalia. We're gonna have to press charges on this fool, this coward. Help prevent animals from the neglect, animal abuse, neglect. 509-586-8477. 1-800-222-8477. Submit a tip online. Download P3 mobile app if you have information. Includes or for lay community members as well. Study the study has shown the direct connection between abuse animals and criminal activity by humans. Wow. Live. Coming to you live. I've never seen a dog attack a police officer in the driver's seat and then chase it out of the vehicle itself. And when it opens the door and just runs off like that. I've never seen a master run from its own recollection of raising a fist or hand at that or leg. That man runs to Barela like hands and feet and all cuddly. I'm gonna go passengers. Go for the passengers now. Do some more intake on these passengers since they have passing the unsecure panic attack as in run or flight As you've seen witnesses here in Tri-City of Washington, they run or flight. They might supersede, run to a fence, into a fence line, and jump over the fence, huddle into a fence in the backyards of other vicious animals. And that is so impressive. They jump back over the fence into me. That's beautiful. That's a beautiful return boomerang effect. No escaping the wrath, the tendencies of what it is. The traffic light of a drawbridge is green. Let's go back a long time ago on the Green Bridge. That'd be the Green River Clipper, Ridgeway, and Ted Bundy. He was a very immature gentleman, but he was for hire as a babysitter on the side. He was a teacher, a softy. He was a softy. He was a teacher, by the way, for colleges, campuses, services, and a babysitter on top of that. Had freelance training facilities and also administrated with all kinds of prestigious colleges and campuses, as you can see. Traffic light at a drawbridge at the Green Bridge in Kennewick, Pasco. Fuel Bargo on the side, the other wheat Bargo, Lamb Weston, Chip, Budweiser Company, and Clover Island Yacht Club service cesspool there. And then they have the stop at least 100 feet before the drawbridge, or stop and wait for attendant instructions, or like San Francisco, you stop and wait for your instructions. Slow down and make sure it's safe to proceed. I would and cross as fast as possible. That's no way to go, as fast as possible. Slow down and make sure it to proceed is the one you pick. Slow down and make sure it's safe to proceed. And it doesn't matter what you're going to be asking the instructor. You look for it and be safe to proceed. Now, before leaving your stop, you should make sure all passengers are sitting down. You should make sure they're all sitting down, seat-belted, and please remain seated. You can experience timidness, and you might experience tremors if you're not seated in the seatbelt correctly, and there'll be some serious mishaps for yourself. Or wait for the sufficient gap in traffic, or assume other drivers will yield to you. No. You're driving a vehicle, you're not a pedestrian. You're not walking across the street, crosswalker across the street. You're in the right of way. You don't have a vehicle, you don't have equipment around you, and equipment, belts versus equipment versus license to know a pedestrian has a right of way, stuff like that. No. Start and pull out as soon as you signal. No. Before leaving your stop, you should make sure all passengers are sitting down. Wait for the sufficient gap in traffic. You always wait for that sufficient gap in traffic because you take that CDL license. You know how fast, how many cars, how many length of cars, blind spots. You don't drive CDL. Well, you got to, because when you drive the CDL, you got to know the blind spots, the backup routes, the rearing, the fronting, and also the beacon. And also light internal ligaments, and also open the door for the railroad system. And you always look left to right, and your blind spots. So you wait for the fishing gap in that traffic, for sure. The 4 seasons, even the winter, or the spring, or the fall. Gap, these merging into the traffic is got a good look at. You got to pull out the bus and stop. Let's wait a large amount of time to wait for this gap to traffic. If there is any gap, next time departure, all of them. all of the bus. They should let you know on end location, the number of the bus next to the departure, all above. Oh, there it is. Arriving, destination, intermediate stops. Announce to clear voice, location, reason for the stopping, the next departure time of the bus of a number. You must complete an inspection report. When you're asked to provide it, or at the end of your shift. Only you suspect a problem, or before your shift. You want to cover up your problem? Cover up the problem? No. Before your shift? No. At the end of your shift? Yes, at the end of your shift. This be closed when the bus is in motion. What should be closed? The windows, the emergency windows, the slack windows, the latch ones on the bottom luggage lifters. Which should be closed? The driver's window, the emergency window, the roof hatches, or all the windows? And it'd be the emergency window. It'd be the emergency window. Unless someone smells really bad, and they do, because they probably are in a way of shape and form. You open that window up if you have to. If you're about to puke. Before you start to drive, you must inspect all the following spec. The steering mechanism, the parking brake, the windshield wipers, the AM, FM radio. Before you start driving, you must inspect all except, of course, that radio. That radio has to go. No distractions, service, and that increment. That's first thing out the door. I don't care if it's a CB, crystal, service, or modulator, the radar detector, the speed modulator, the GPS, the nuclear deterrent modulum for RM, and grad notification for the exposure. Yeah, that goes. You're worthless to me. You're nothing. That's nothing. You're worse. Damn, every gets to go. Now you check all the critical systems such as steering, brakes, tires, emergency equipment. Be sure that you're properly, you passengers, safely. Also check for the interior items in the seats: hand holds, railings, signals, devices, emergencies. FM music is nice, but can safety drive your passengers in this? No, you don't need that. You don't need that. Bus accidents are often, yes, they are, all the time, 7 days a week. On the highways, yes, all the time, but not majority. Parking lots, no, not majority, not a lot. Few, but not a little bit. Some fender benders, maybe at the ball or service, maybe at intersections or roundabouts. It would be intersections. Happens at intersections, of course, and many drivers are pedestrians doing different things. But the caution intersections, there are signs and signals are supposed to control traffic. And sometimes they don't, and sometimes they do, because that discretionary, they're just asking something to happen in that way, shape, or form, regardless. While crossing a railroad track, you should blink, upshift, downshift, not shift gears, coast, and neutral. That would be no shifting gears. That's what you'd be not doing.
But if unemployment kicks in and the federal money kicks in, the extra $600, that